What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Blue Eyes Primite going up against Ryzeal. This is going to be the pure Ryzeal variant. With the maze coming out, or have come out already, we have the new edition of the 7 Tachyon, letting us have some more consistency cards in the deck. We also are playing a side engine of the Wakashi package. This is going to be just a package that lets you get a level 4, or I say a rank 4 on the field before we go. We're going to see Primite end up winning the die roll here. Going to be able to start off with a Lordly Low. Going to search for the Ether Barrel. We're going to then proceed to normal summon Ether Barrel, letting us search for a copy of the set another load here. We have most likely the copy of Drill Beam in our hand. We now activate the effect of Maiden, going to be placing in the True Light, and then we're going to be setting the True Light, we're going to be activating True Light, activating True Light, setting the Wishes. Wishes is going to let us search, discarding the copy of Drill Beam, because it can just reset itself here, and then we're going to be able to search off of the Wishes with a double search. We then see the Ether Barrel on the field, so we are going to be able to reset that Drill Beam, and then we're going to go up into a Sage. Sage can let us add the Mausoleum from our deck, and we have pretty much everything that we kind of need to go off. We have the Drill Beam, we also have the Lordly Low. We can summon out a Blue Eyes from the deck. We have a Sage, which is going to be proceeded to normal summon, letting search for a Veiler, so now we have another Veiler interruption. Then we're going to activate the effect of the Mausoleum, sending the Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard, and like we have a lot going on for us here. We can go up for a Spirit. I think this is double Spirit, actually, if we need it. Yeah, this is double Spirit here. So we can either go for double Spirit, or we can go for the line where we end up making a Spirit and a Spheres. But we still have the Trap in the hand as well, which is pretty important. So like we are still able to pop 2. We have a Veiler. We have Drill Beam as well. So you want to leave the Blue Eyes on the field a lot of the times. In this case, 2, unless you want to summon 1 back out off the True Light. So there is different options we can do. We're kind of counting our summons, making sure that we're going to be safe. We're going to be going for the effect of the Spirit, summoning out the Blue Eyes once again, and then we're not going to summon out the Maiden here. We're going to go up into the first Spirit instead. And we can go for Lordly Load, summon out another Blue Eyes here, which now can let the Maiden summon herself out. But we opt to not do that. We just set 1 and then pass. So we have the Drill Beam live as well as a Veiler. And then we're going to go for Spirit into a Ultimate Spirit here. Now the reason why we do this is because we're playing against Ryzeal. They don't have any graveyard effects. If they were playing Feast Mode, we could perhaps see it. But a lot of the time, like, you just want to be going safe up into the Ultimate Spirit. I don't necessarily agree on doing it immediately. A lot of the time, like, you don't know what your opponent's playing. This is going to be a top cut match, so they do know what our opponent is playing. But like, you want to be able to negate the effect on field. Like, sometimes these first cards are just going to be absolutely crazy, like a normal summon of an Ice Ryzeal, perhaps, which can be pretty crucial. So we have, like, that, for example. But also, like, at the same time, you also want to be able to stop the Aggravator. Now, a lot of times they're going to be, like, Chain Link 1 Aggravator, Chain Link 2X, so you can just prevent that here. And we do see the Motorbike being activated, which can let us search for Wakashi. Wakashi is going to be put in the scale, summoning itself out by placing the Big Benki. And, like, we have some abilities. We're going to now go for the Majesty, which is going to let us pop 2 cards here, being the Wakashi alongside the Big Benki, allowing us not to search for that level 4 extender to kind of let us go up into that first rank 4. So that is pretty nice there. We also don't want to let them search it so they have an extra card in the hand for like a discard. So that's also important though. Like, it is on the thumb. And we just see them scoop it up there, realizing the game's going to be lost. Yeah, I mean, we still have Drill Beam. We still have Ultimate Spirit to, negate. And then, like, next turn, we have essentially enough for a game. We have the Ether Barrel adding itself back. We have Drill Beam if we haven't already, or we have used it already. And, like, once we're in a complete, like, control loop like that, the game's essentially just over. We still have the Veiler in the hand as well. So, like, no matter how we push past it, we're going to be kind of losing. So that's going to be kind of important there. And moving on to game 2, Ryzeal will have the advantage. We saw Blue Eyes complete up their full board there. And, like, a lot of times, like, people are like, well, how is Blue Eyes winning these games? This is exactly how. They set up, like, a double pop and a gate and then, like, another negate. That's going to be crazy. And then the negate also can banish. That's honestly just nuts. As well as searching for hand traps. Like, how many decks, if you could just search for Ash Blossom, would be, like, even crazier. Even if it was, like, a tier 3 deck. Search for Ash Blossom, you'll just say, I lost to this deck. I searched for Ash, I couldn't do anything against it. Like, some people are still losing to Red Eyes Fusion to this day, so I guess that kind of just tells you how the game kind of goes. There's some of these matchups where you just end up searching for something, and it's like, okay, this card's crazy. And Sage of Eyes of Blue is actually crazy. But we are going to be diving on into game number 2 with the Prelia being dropped in the draw phase here. Now, this is going to be a pretty good card, because it's going to be allowing any of the Ryzeal monsters to kind of give us some draws here. We are going to go for the Wakashi and the Pendulum Scale, and we're going to go up into the Big Benki. And then we are going to see Big Benki and Activate Effect, allowing us to search. And these cards actually play around the Molcharmians quite well because they actually put themselves in the spell and trap card zones and then summon themselves out. So we're going to be seeing the Soul Booster going to be summoned, and then we're going to go up into a Duo Drive. They are going to imperm that Duo Drive, so we do not get that double search. But they have now wasted 2 hand traps in their hand while we haven't given them any draws. So we're going to set 3 cards here and just pass turn on this. Maybe the normal summon of an ice in our hand could have got us there, or we might not have anything either. But they are now down to 4 cards in their opening hand, and we have 3 face down cards, hopefully going to be something pretty impactful. We do see a Maiden and a Lordly Load, so kind of being one of the better hands from Blue Eyes. Like when you have these cards, you have such an advantage to play into these fields, because well, if I stop one thing, the Primite package is just so crazy. Like if you stop the Primite package, they could just have something completely else. And a lot of times it's like, well, the Primite package is so many cards. Like you can just hit them once or twice, and if you can't remove that Ether Barrel, it just keeps coming back every single turn. So it's worth so much. We're going to be seeing the Lordly Load activate. We do activate the Plasma Hole on this, going to be destroying that Lordly Load. And then we do activate a Maiden here. We do hit that with Gravediggers. This is going to be one of the cards that we are playing going up into the Rafflesia. We unfortunately got both of the trap cards in the hand, but not being the greatest. But in this case, it's going to be quite nice, because now we see that we do have... There, as I say, we do pass turn, we draw, we activate the effect once again. They do imperm, we had the cross it for it, and they just scoop it up, realizing the game's going to be lost. I mean, yeah. Having the Gravediggers in the whole card, actually, the Plasma Hole, came in clutch there, being able to negate that effect of the Maiden alongside popping that that Lordly Load. Quite nice. So we do see them take the game in game 2, and you're playing a low ground game. That wasn't very nice. You saw a couple hand traps being exchanged, popping some of the cards, negating some of the stuff, and then just kind of passing. Just having a cross-up for that imperm just guarantees them the win. Search for ice, search for node, and then you just start comboing off. And so that honestly just so crazy. The Ryzeal just needs 1 card to do so much for them, and then you have a card that searches for 2 of them. That's so nuts. But yeah. I am recording this prior to the ban list drop. There could absolutely be a ban list. I don't even know. We're hoping there's a ban list dropped maybe 2 days ago from the time of this recording. Or it's going up, but we are going to be seeing us go into game 3 here with Blue Eyes going first. Normal summoning with the Ether Barrel. Hitting that with a Veiler, but we have the continuation of the Lordly Load, letting us search for that Drill Beam. And then we're going to go activate the Wishes now, sending the Drill Beam to the graveyard here. And Drill Beam being searched is such a free send off that Wishes. Essentially making that Ash be like, well, I'm going to get the Drill Beam anyways. But just being able to reset it just feels so nice. So we see the Majesty being searched, so we're going to go for a pop. It looks like we have another Ether Barrel in the hand. I mean, we can go for a Sage. Sage just gives the ability to continue. Or we can go for a Maiden as well. The issue with Maiden is that, the issue with Maiden, going for Maiden over the Sage, is that we won't have another level 1 body. While if we go for the Sage, we get the other additional body if the Surge goes through. So we do lose to Imperm a little bit more. We're going to see the Drill Beam going to be setting itself now. We then go up into the Spirit. Spirit's going to let us search for our field spell here. We're going to activate the field spell, and then we can now give us the additional normal summon. And if the Sage does go through, it's going to be quite beneficial for us. So we are thinking on this. They do have another Ether Barrel in the hand. And it looks like a Veiler itself. We're going to go for the Mausoleum on the Spirit, sending the Blue Eyes. Then we're going to normal summon out the Spirit, or we're normal with Sage, activates effects, allowing us to search our deck for the level 1 being the Maiden. Unless we already have True Light in the hand. Now we have Majesty, and then it looks like an Imperm. So we're going to search for the Maiden here. We're going to activate Maiden. And that's going to allow us to place the True Light onto the field. And now we drop a Fulros. Interestingly enough, maybe they wanted to drop Fulros after the the Link of the Spirit because we want to make sure that they don't just pass on Ether Barrel. But like, not all the times you don't pass on Ether Barrel because you can't reveal it on the field. So I guess, yeah, you can, because no, this is level 5 or higher, so you can't. I guess that's kind of maybe the idea. You just did not know that Drill Beam. So we just see them summon up the Blue Eyes and then just pass turn on this. You did meows the Blue Eyes, so we meowed the Spirit, so we do get an additional draw off that, just replacing the card, but they don't really continue, and it's going to kind of unfortunate there. We are going to go for the normal summon of an Ice, and they do hit that with Primite Howl here, negating the summon altogether, and then we're going to go now up into, we're just going to pass turn there, I should say. Now we're going to go up into the Blue Eyes turn. We're going to go for Wishes, going up into the Tyrant Dragon, going to let us reset that copy of Primite Howl. And this card's absolutely broken if you guys do not know what this card does. It just negates the summons of cards. So we're going to go now to battle phase. We're going to attack with a whole bunch of stuff, and they're going to be able to reset. And then we're going to go up into True Light, going to be able to summon out the Blue Eyes and attack for a game here. And unfortunately, it was not enough. We saw a couple hand traps in the hand, the Invaler, the Gaia Booster as well being there. But we see Blue Eyes kind of taking it with like the mid-range combo style, going to be able to just play low to the ground, and having like the blowout cards like Primite Howl, just being able to wipe them out completely on their normal summon of a powerful card like Ice is just very unfortunate. Also, not getting any draws off your Mold Charmies definitely hurts the deck as well. But regardless, hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.